So whether or not you have had direct contact with Chris, he's helped out a lot of students in this class and actually in our level 5 class as well. And also he's worked with our distance learning class, people who have more sporadic schedules than you do. So Chris has recorded a video that we'll be using on our graduation, but I'm showing this to you a little bit early so you can get to know him if you haven't. So here is Chris.
Hi, El Centro. It's Chris. I'm a sophomore at Boston College, and I worked with you this year. I want to thank you all for giving me a great year. I learned so much from you all, and I want to congratulate you all on graduating. You put in a lot of hard work this year, and you deserve to reap all the benefits of your hard work in the future. I really enjoyed the tutoring sessions and the conversation clubs. And more than anything, I just enjoyed getting to know you all. You're all fantastic people with really bright futures. And I wish you all the best moving forward. And thank you all for all you have taught me. Congratulations.
So that's the message from Chris. So I wanted to show you that just in case you didn't know the guy. Very nice guy. What we're going to do right now is we're going to do make a thank you card and send it to him on WhatsApp. So even if you haven't met Chris, it'll be good to send a thank you card to him on WhatsApp. And the way we'll do this is with a Zoom selfie. So the reason I showed you everybody I stole Francelis's avatar just to demonstrate and be a little bit funny. And then I put my own picture back. If you are in a good situation, there's nobody, dancing in their underwear behind you or whatever, you can turn your camera on the way I have my camera on. You can choose your background. If you cannot turn your camera on right now, maybe you're at work, maybe there's 20, 35 people in your apartment making a lot of noise, so you can't turn your camera, your microphone on, no problem. Add something to your profile picture. You put a face on there. The way Guadalupe, you've got your profile picture right there. Excellent. Hey, Rosa. So once we've got a face for everybody, we'll take a nice big selfie. Hey, Belkis. Hi, Fernanda.
Hello.
Well, everybody might not know this, but Fernanda, you might just say that looks like a perfectly ordinary wall. Fernanda is actually in Brazil.
Teacher, don't forget the filter, please.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, you can blur your background. Would anybody like me to show you how to blur a background? The way I have a fake background behind me.
No.
If you don't want to do a fake background, hey, Carl, looking good. So there's Carl. Watch this. If you don't like what's behind you, maybe it's like messy or something, you can do a fake background. You can also blur it. Watch this. See, I just blurred my background. So this is my daughter's crib where she sleeps. But if that's too personal, it doesn't look professional, I can blur it. So now you don't know what's there. So you can do a fake background. You can blur your background, do whatever in the world you want. You know what? Okay. Here's my background, Boston Public Library courtyard. There we go. Okay. So let's make sure we get everybody. So Estefania, Wafa, Carrie, let's get something that's not just a black square. Let's get an image to give him a nice...
I cannot find something for add. Like I'm going to the dots and set mute my audio, start video.
Francelis is a good idea. How about your lovely face? Just turn the camera on. Unless like you have madness going on behind you, it's okay. Okay, see, beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, so all we need now is Wafa and Carrie, and then we'll do the Zoom selfie real quick. So you can throw an avatar on there, or throw a picture on there. Marvat has flowers, beautiful, whatever you want. Okay, I'll give it 10 seconds and then we'll do a selfie. So here we go, getting ready for the Zoom selfie. All right. Oh, there's Kimberly, the real Kimberly. Okay. How you doing? Not that your picture wasn't real, that was you too. All right. Okay. Wafa, Carrie, do you need a little more time?
Yes, please.
Okay. Do you need some help?
Yes, please.
Okay. Do you know how to turn your camera on?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Just,
think.
yeah.
The Zoom camera, right?
Yeah.
Ta-da.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Wafa, I think you're at work. I don't want to get you in trouble. So, Wafa, just let me know you're working right now, right? Okay, I think Wafa's at work. I'm not gonna get her in trouble with her job. So, okay, Wafa's at work. No problem, Wafa. All right, so we're gonna do I'm gonna count to 10. We're gonna do a big Zoom selfie. So all of us together. Here we go. Okay, smile. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so what I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show us off how amazing we look. Here we go. All right. Check us out. Wow, look at everybody. What attractive students I have. Oh my goodness. You got super handsome Carl and you got these beautiful flowers of Marvat. Oh my goodness, we're amazing. So what I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to add a thank you note for, I'm going to use my tools here. I'm going to add a thank you for, what color do you think I should use? Maybe blue, green, orange, something bright.
Royal blue.
Blue, okay, you got it. I'm just going to do a simple note. I'm going to do it in cursive. Here we go. My fourth grade teacher. But hold on a second. My fourth grade teacher will be proud of me. I haven't written in cursive in a long time.
Last week, I sent the direct message for Chris.
Oh, beautiful. Oh. Okay. To make this look nice. I could do better than that. Hold on a second. Is there anyone here who's a calligrapher who has excellent penmanship?
Me.
All right, you want to give it a shot? Right. If you can write this better, we'll use yours. Okay, I think that's the best I can do. I'll put a little gold star here and a heart. If anybody wants to try writing the name prettier than me, go right ahead. That's the best I can do. All right. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Because we could just erase it.
That is nice, George. Don't take it out.
Okay, so everybody okay? All right, that's the best I can do. So here we go. Now I'm going to, here we go. I'm taking a shot of the shot. There we go. All right. So that is our thank you card for Chris. And putting the original in the trash. There we go. My wife is writing a blog right now, so she's got a lot of the photos here in the desktop. Anyway, going back to what we're doing, here we go. So now we're going to send the message to Chris directly. Here we go. I'm opening up this. So here is. Thank you, Chris. We really appreciate what you have done this year. All the best. No, he's taking his final exams, so he's in college. Boston College is pretty. It's a tough school, so he's exhausted this week. Good luck with everything in. Let me say this better. We wish you the very best in the future. Okay, there we go. All right. So there we are. So that's the message to Chris, and everybody can see it on their phone. And now I invite you all, and I'll also forward this to him directly. Chris. There he is. All right, boom. Okay, so I DM'd Chris our thank you card, and I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Now I encourage you all, you can also, with your phone, send him your own thank you, whether you've met him personally or not. I know some of you have, some of you haven't, because he helps out in the afternoons. So I'm gonna show everybody how to do on WhatsApp a voice message. Here we go. Hey, Chris, I know this is final exam week. You're probably not sleeping. You must be exhausted, but we really appreciate you. Thank you very much, my friend. Okay, so I left him also a voice message. And this class is being recorded, so I can embarrass him on YouTube by sending the recording of this class as well. Anyway, so I encourage you all, you could type something, you could send him a voice message, whatever you like. It's good practice as well. So take your time. And yes, we did our selfie. So if you're more comfortable turning your camera off, no problem. Selfie's over. All right.
We do that now, teacher?
Yeah, anytime you feel like it. Fernanda, beautiful message. There we go. Okay. All right. So let's get on with our lesson today. All right, so I wanted to review the avatars and also show you how you may or may not use your avatars with your graduation profiles. Then we'll go over the punctuation and the TABE test. So everybody who's made a graduation profile, that is just about everybody now. Fantastic work, everybody. There's Carl, there's Francelis, everybody who's done some great work. If you also want to add your, avatar, this is what you can do. For instance, and this is your choice. I just want to show you what you can do. If I take the avatar you shared on WhatsApp last week, let's say I stole a little while ago. What is it? Okay, Francelis. So if I stole Francelis's avatar, I like the one Marvat did with the hijab. Nice job. Except it looks like it's missing a face, but that's okay. If I take Francelis's, and I do that, you could say, if I crop this image right here, I'm only just showing you what you could do. If you so desired, Francelis could accompany her avatar with her actual photo. Whatever. So that's just for example. If you really enjoyed making your avatar and you want to accompany it. So that's just one thing I wanted to show everybody they can do as an option. So another example, Fernanda. You had a nice avatar with a tree in the background. If you wanted to, there we go. That the avatar might accompany yours as well, because you've got this beautiful background, the White Mountains of New Hampshire. You could also do the same. For instance, you could put it in the corner with your name, Fernanda Bijos, whatever. So anyway, you can make that like your signature, whatever works. So if you like the avatars, that's how you can add them to your profile pics. Anyway, that's not mandatory, just gives you an extra option, fun stuff to play with. Oh, looks like we've got, oh, no, that was Wafa sent me a message. Okay.
Georgie, can I
Hey.
suggestion?
Yeah.
And for example, Guadalupe, the right, it's not possible because they changed the color. Yes.
Yeah.
The blue. And Francelis too. It's not possible read.
Yeah. It's true.
I didn't realize. Thank you, Fernanda.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I saw that. Thank you, Fernanda.
I wasn't
can
gonna
understand.
mention that, but
Yeah.
I can show you how to fix that right now if you like.
It's okay. I can do it, but if you want to show it, it's
Sure.
okay.
Oh, yeah, well, I'll show for everybody. There's a couple things you can do. You could either change the color of the words, or you could make a little text box and add color. Like for instance, if I want to, since the words are black, I could add white. There we go. Or not. It's entirely up to you. So yeah, you could either change the color of the text, the words, or change the color, or change the background around the text box. So yes, good point, Fernanda. Yes, Francelis and Guadalupe. Let's call it the mystery words. The mystery words, the ones we can't quite read. But yeah, we still got time. You can everything is a work in progress, little by little, but everyone looks great. So let's move on. Now I'm going to go to the Google Classroom page and I'm going to show everybody the TABE practice test. So here's the TABE practice test. Whoa. All right, everybody's turned in these, great job. What I said is attached is a sample practice test with an answer sheet at the end. Give yourself the exam and in a separate doc, write a short paragraph. So the fun thing about this is the instructions. What does this mean right here?
The answers are at the end, teacher.
The answers are at the end. So I'm not actually asking you to show me the right answers. The answers are there for you. What I want you to do is test yourself. And then afterwards, write a little something about how you did. Did you find, for instance, you might say, I found the first 3 questions easy, but the last the last 5 questions really tough, or I found the first few questions tough. I found the last questions a little tricky. I was confused with the whole thing. I definitely need more practice. Oh, I think I did all right. I think I'm in good shape. Everybody could be in a different place with their writing. So the idea is just to test yourself and see how you did. So for those who haven't opened the PDF file, you open it up, and then there we go. It's grammar. Some of this is pretty basic. There's a punctuation, when to use an apostrophe. That was from last class. Here's a test, which sentence is a complete clause written correctly. And then when you go all the way to the bottom, you can check the answers. So this is it. So that's the answer key. There were a few people who just sent me the answers. And you didn't need to do that because I gave you the answers. So what essentially what I wanted you to do is just to write a short paragraph describing how you did. And you might say, I was confused with questions 3 and 4. However, I found the rest of the questions fairly easy. This was good practice. Something like that. You know what I mean? You might say, I got them all right. I feel confident with my writing and am looking forward to starting college. You might say this. I got them all wrong. This was a wake-up call for me. I really need more practice. Maybe I am not quite ready for college and should take another semester of level 6 with George. Whatever works. So essentially what I wanted you to do is just to give yourself the test and then have a better picture of where you are with your grammar and your writing mechanics, and then let me know in a short paragraph. And when I read your paragraph, that's how I'll know your ability to test yourself, and more importantly, your ability to follow directions. So if you wrote on a Google Doc, answer 1B, 2B, 3B, 4C, 5C, 6, part A, C, part B, A, then I'll say, yes, you got them all right, but you did not follow directions very well. Any questions?
No, teacher, thank you.
No problem, no problem. All right. So that was the writing exercise. And let's move on to typing. All right. If you are on your phone, I know a handful of you are on your phone. This part of the class might be a little tricky, but I'm going to teach everybody about typing. Has anyone here taken a typing class in school or in work? Class just for typing in particular?
Yes, Georgia, you, and
Yes.
last September, you passed this.
Yes, Fernanda, you.
It was very
yeah.
good.
Okay.
I learned it to type fast.
Me too.
Thank you so much. Okay, so a few of you might remember this. I did this in the last, okay, Wafa has. Great. So
Also Guadalupe.
Guadalupe, yes, Fernanda, Guadalupe, you did this exact same thing. Now I have some good news. I'm not going to show you exactly the same exercises. I've mixed it up a bit. But for others, this might be brand new. Now, here's a quick question. Well, let me just go to the right slide here. All right, so for Guadalupe and for Fernanda, and I think Belkis and maybe a few others, this will look very familiar because this is exactly what I did at the end of last semester for level 5. But I do it from both the upper levels at the end of the year because it's good practice. All right. Okay, which did you learn first? This could be a generational question.
Position your hand.
Okay, so Fernanda, you learned a keyboard before this.
Texting.
All right, yes, good. Was that Francelis?
Typing first, teacher.
Kimberly. All right.
Me too.
So
teacher.
I'm gonna
Texting.
okay. Texting. Okay, great. All right. Let's see. Let's get a show of hands. I'm gonna put up, okay, the video panel's at the top of my screen now. Give me the hand raising emoji if you learned to type on a keyboard first, like me. I'm of that generation. I was born in the 1980s, so I learned a keyboard first. If you're born in the 60s, 70s, or 80s,
With the I learning the all machines.
Very nice, yeah. I actually learned in high school, there was a whole class, an actual class that every high school student had to take. It was called typing. And the typing teacher would say, this is the real thing. You're going to be graduating high school, no more handwritten papers. And we're all like, oh, yeah, really? We don't write by hand anymore? But, you know, in junior high, they would write, and they'd say, you're going to have to type everything on a keyboard. No, really? Oh, it's so dark. And as high school kids, they played like, they actually had music to teach us to type on pace. Dum, 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 click, 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 click. That doesn't exist anymore. There's no real formal instruction. High schools that I've taught at, both in the US and overseas, don't teach typing anymore. It's no longer this special class that you have to learn. The assumption is because babies are growing up with computers, it's like people are handed the technology so early now. The assumption is you grow up with the technology, you must know how it works. And in my opinion, that's 100% wrong. People who grow up with a computer often have no idea how a computer works. We grow up with light bulbs. We don't know how electricity works all the time. We grew up with cars, but how many of us know how to fix a car when it's broken? So that's why I think it's very important to practice typing skills. Guadalupe, yes.
Thank you, George. I just wanted to say that I learned typing in high school too, but when you change from another country, every country has a different keyboard. Maybe it's the QWERTY, but there is some characters that are not in the same place. So it's good to practice in a keyboard for United States because, for example, the apostrophe is not, it doesn't exist in Spanish. So it's not common for my fingers. So I start to learn typing for an English, it's very good.
That's a very good point, Guadalupe. Guadalupe mentioned something, because Guadalupe has done this with me in level 5. and don't worry, it's not 100% the same. I've made some changes. Guadalupe mentioned this. Who could tell me what this is?
This is letter present in the keyboard.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. So
Directions.
this is the fun thing about the QWERTY keyboard. So we've got a very international class. Guadalupe made the point saying that a lot of, even if the letters of a keyboard, if you look on, if you got a keyboard in front of you now, look down at the top left, it'll be QWERTY. That's been the standard of all keyboards since the days of typewriters, early typewriters, almost 200 years ago. And this gets really interesting. So in America, I grew up with a QWERTY keyboard. Guadalupe, in Mexico, you grew up with a QWERTY keyboard too?
Yes, we write in the QWERTY keyboard, but we have another character like the eng, and that is very common that this letter doesn't appear in the United States keyboard.
Yes. And imagine it's also hard to write this character as well, right?
Yes.
So Bruna, when you were first learning to type, did you also use was it in Greece or Albania?
No, here in school.
Oh, okay, so you started stateside, no
I
problem.
start texting cell phone.
Okay, so you were, okay.
In my country is the same, like English here, the keyboard, but we in Albania, it's like add one more letter. It's like E, and I don't know here. Can I write here? I don't
Now,
know.
I want to highlight that Bruna is talking about in Albania, they're using a different language, but they're still using the keyboard.
Yeah, the same. But in a keyboard is add some one letter. Just E or highlight to like that.
Now, I'm going to write in the Zoom chat something. Everybody, I'm gonna,
like that.
Yeah.
You can see.
Now, I'm actually going to leave my screen to show everybody something, just to make a point. If you look in the Zoom chat right here, I'm going to type something that with the same QWERTY keyboard. Actually, whoop, that's not working. Anyway, maybe I was going to change the language here. Okay, I'll type on this part of the screen. Okay. There it is. All right. So how did I just type that with my QWERTY keyboard? Hello, everyone. Right now, I'm using my American computer. How was I able to write in traditional Chinese with the same letters in the Roman alphabet?
Changing the configuration?
Well, people who use different written languages are forced to use the Roman alphabet. you remember with the QWERTY keyboard? For students who use a different written language, okay, English, Portuguese, Spanish, French, we use the same alphabet, and we learned in the last class, the Great Schism, Roman Catholic, the Roman Catholic Church would control most of Western Europe. Places that were colonized by Western European countries would use the Roman alphabet, A, B, C. Eastern Europe would use the Greek alphabets that would become Cyrillic. So if you say grew up in Eastern Europe, you might know how to write in the same Cyrillic script with Greek letters. If you speak an Asian language, does anybody here know how to read and write in Arabic? How in the world do people who have different alphabets and read and write and with different characters use this keyboard?
That's a pretty good question, teacher.
Yeah. So when I worked in China, I had to learn the language. I had to learn to read and write in Chinese, but still use the exact same keyboard that I grew up with in America.
You can change the language from the setting.
Yes, exactly. You change the language settings. So why don't, I mean, if we all speak different languages and read different language, and many of us read different languages, why don't we have different keyboards? Why do we all have one standard QWERTY keyboard for the whole world? Anybody want to take a guess?
To make it easier? To have a standard for international standard and make it easier?
That's a good point. Okay, so Guadalupe said have an international standard and make it easier. That's an age-old question. Many people believe it's better for everybody to speak one language. Because in different countries, people speak different languages. And every country has that debate. Why don't we all just speak one language? But of course, people speak different languages everywhere. But it seems like we're all typing on the same keyboard with our different languages. Is it easier or is it harder? That's the question I'm going to give everybody for breakout rooms. So around the world, we read and we write different languages. We speak different languages. So why do we all use this same keyboard, the QWERTY keyboard, the same setup of the letters? And as Guadalupe pointed out, some characters are different. The punctuation is different, but that setup of the Roman alphabet that goes all the way back to, the Roman Empire, those letters A to Z are on the same keyboard for every computer in the whole world. How did that happen? If we're all speaking different languages, but we're using the same alphabet on the keys, but we're reading differently. So take a guess, everybody. No, some of you actually know the answer because you remember this from last year. Don't give it away if you know the answer. Okay, I'm going to put everybody into several breakout rooms. Everybody ready? So the question is,
yes.
We read and write in different languages all over the world. Why are we typing with the same keys? Here we go, breakout rooms. Mhm.